Can you see me?
Yeah.
If I lean back, if I chill.
Yeah. You do whatever you want.
Can I just?
Yeah, I made it so that our feet aren't like super erect. Unless
great.
you cross your legs, but it's not a big deal.
Are you wearing docs? Yeah, I'm wearing docs.
Welcome to the first episode of Don't Panic Magazine.
Don't panic.
Episode 1 or episode Alana, we're gonna call it episode Alana.
I'm Alana.
Alana,
Yeah.
Who are you? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Who am I? You know what,
Who are you?
Justin?
Existential.
I wake up, I roll out of bed. Actually, I don't even roll, I just sort of wake.
She floats.
I float. And I wonder the same thing. But, as far as I can tell you.
For the people at home, who are you?
People at home, I've been on this earth for 22 years now, and as far as I've uncovered about Alana, is that I want to be an artist, okay? I know that's a big old wank to say. Yeah,
It's not.
It is a bit, and I've also had arguments with people like what defines an artist. At what point in your career can you actually say, yeah, I'm an artist? Like before that, you're sort of a painter, you're an illustrator, you're a designer, you're whatever discipline. You practice that, and then there reaches a point where you can, I feel like in your career or whatever you do, where you can be like, okay, I know the ropes. I am an artist now, but I still feel like I haven't really reached that point. And then so I'm gonna probably debate with you, but I've debated. I like to pick a bone with anyone in this sort of industry about like at what point do you actually have the veteran right to call yourself an artist?
An artist or like a designer or
an artist or a designer. Is it the? It's the same with anything really. Like I've got a friend who just like finished their degree in law. Does that make them a lawyer? Yeah. I mean, I know that like okay, once you get into the job scape. The job field.
It's the same way about feeling like
industry.
an adult. When you turn 18, you think you're an adult, but then no one else thinks you're an adult until like mid-20s.
Exactly.
Or at least until you've like moved out or something.
Exactly.
There's like a few prerequisites that no one really tells you about, but like they're there.
And I guess like going back to what I said about bloody like getting your law degree versus being a lawyer, like there's a pretty solid line there, whereas when you come to our little creative world, the line is so much more abstract. At what point do you become an artist? What validates? What gives you that certificate?
So like makes you feel like
to make you feel
validated.
like one. Yeah.
I would define Alana Lacey Art as definitely an illustrator. More than an illustrator, I feel like you're a painter. I feel like even though you're so good at drawing and like
no.
She loves
Shut your damn trap.
She loves a light box, but I
do love a light box.
Like your paintings are what like blow people away more than anything. Not to say the illustrations don't, but like doing paint at university, that medium is dog shit. Not dog shit, but it's just difficult. I don't know, and also like as a graphic designer, I would definitely like your work is pretty amazing. I was there for Alana's like little zine that you were doing for your interviews.
Yes, I'm still trying to remember what class that was
let's talk about that. So because this is the first episode, we're also going to be getting some like feedback as we go. When you were interviewing those people, like or actually give a rundown maybe, because that's a good example of like your design process with that project, and then like.
Ooh. Okay.
And then we can talk about maybe the questions and how they came about and what you didn't do right and wrong.
Oh, okay.
Give me like a summary first of like what it was, your deliverables and stuff.
Yeah, Bloodhound, you're onto something. Okay, so this is it's a bit of a throwback Thursday. This is pulling it from the archives. This is a year ago now, because I'd finished. This is semester 2 of 2022. And I remember I had enrolled into this class because I didn't get into designing for music. I didn't get into designing for music, which is awful. That was when you look at the history of Alana, like that was a big blow. That was a big
Was that
D-slap in the face.
the designing for music? Was that with that guy who did the Harry Styles album, or the other one?
Yeah, that guy.
We've already told you
Did I
this.
dodge a bullet?
You dodged a bullet. You dodged a massive bullet.
Nah.
Not for the uni people that are going to watch this, calling him out. He was really good at his job.
Wait, were you in that?
No, so I was in the studio.
These are just
literally
hashtag
on the
rumours.
No. I was in the studio on the glass door other side of it. And so our studio times were at the exact same time. And I had friends in there and I would ask, like, how is this studio going? And they literally were like, oh, he like really knows what he's doing, but he gatekeeps all his work, which is why people wanted to be in there.
Gatekeeps all his work.
Well, like, you know, a lot of...
He doesn't tell you how he made it? Or he doesn't tell you the connections?
Some tutors will talk about their, like, works they're doing with clients, which they shouldn't do, like, because it's client confidentiality.
Oh, okay,
but
yes.
he really wouldn't talk about, like, a lot of that stuff, from what I heard. And so it was kind of hard to get examples out of him.
Ooh.
Because I think it was one of his first times teaching as well. So, like, you know, being new to teaching, even if you're really good at what you do, doesn't always translate. And so even though he's come back and people really love what he does and his work, I think some people struggled with maybe his unorthodox teaching method. Because he was like really chill, but then like what he'd ask of you felt really autocratic. Like, do whatever you want, but now you've done the wrong thing. So it was a bit like, what are we supposed to be doing?
Okay.
But yes, you dodged a bullet there, and then you ended up getting into what, Ben's?
And then I reminisced. I remembered my times with Ben in oh god.
It was year one, wasn't it? Did you have him in year one? I had him in year one in class one.
Far out.
I'm fairly sure. We had to do a zine with him where we interviewed someone.
No,
Isn't that year one?
I had Andy Simeonato.
For year one.
No, I had Ben for year two semester 2. And I had him for panels. Something
Panel by panel.
Panel?
Yeah.
Panel by panel.
Yeah.
No, panel by
The
panel.
comic one.
Ding, ding,
The
ding.
comic one.
Yes, and that was, I really did a little dive there. That was great because it was like comic making, which is like which is a bit like nerdy, but I mean,
Nerd alert.
But and I don't read manga, even though I've got an intense affair with like Japan and Japanese culture and Japanese language.
Look, I really want to read manga, and my brain can't turn off
Well,
the fact
you're
that it's
an
just reading.
anime babe.
I'm an anime babe.
You're a weeb.
The pictures don't move on the book, therefore I get bored.
I know. I've really tried, and I do like it, but I just haven't like. Haven't
grabbed it by the
grasped the balls.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
You gotta grab by the balls.
So, and same with like Marvel comics. Sorry.
Oh my god, Marvel comic fans. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Shoot me now.
Sorry, not sorry.
Here's your opportunity.
Sorry, not sorry.
But I think the kind of comics that I liked growing up was kind of like the weird kind of like, I'm not going to say art house because that refers to like media.
It opens it up a bit, yeah, too much.
Like the sort of independent comics. I used to read a lot of I used to live, oh my God, I don't want to tell you my whole...
Isn't Independent the people that did like Spawn and stuff? And they did like Invincible? Is that what I'm thinking? Because they're an American comic, wasn't it? Or are you saying Independent the word, not the brand Independent?
I'm saying independent, the adjective.
Oh, okay. Because there is, I think...
You
they
know
call
a
it-
lot more about me
I
than
think-
the jam that I dabble in
Well,
than
was
I
wondering if you
actually
meant,
do.
like independent, like a boutique vibe, or did you mean like... Because there's a company, I think, don't correct me if I'm wrong,
I'll
called
correct you if you're
Independent,
wrong.
which I think is like a subsidiary of comic book artists that used to work for Marvel. And then they got so popular they started their own thing. And then in the 90s they made like
They
Spawn.
went solo.
They made like a few other people. They made like the show Invincible, which is on like Amazon, and it's really cool.
Oh.
But that's what I thought you meant.
Unfortunately, I wish that's what I meant. I
But
just
that's
meant...
still American comics, which I was like surprised.
I
to
just
see
meant
that was
like
the case.
real bootleg comics that you got from the Oppies.
Like Mad Max at all? My dad always talks about fucking
Shit
Mad
like that. And I was just sort of like infatuated by that. And I've always wanted to do like animation, but
It's so much harder than it
so
looks.
much harder than it looks.
And it looks hard.
Period. That's on period.
That's on period.
That's on period. So I was like, you know what? I'm a bit wacky in the noggin, in the
You gotta be.
coconut.
You got to be a little bit crazy to do what we do.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to express all the wacky ideas I have up in the coconut, and I want to like put it so everyone else can see what's happening. That I don't know. It just seemed like a great way to sort of express myself a little bit more than what I do in design otherwise, because otherwise my design's pretty like mundane. But then again, this is throwing it back to like 2 years after. I feel like Ben's first class was the reason why I was like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm gonna pick a design that's more
Catered to you.
avenues for which I can express
Illustrations and
illustration.
stuff. Yeah.
I
'Cause
want
you
to be more
can.
visual now.
A lot of graphic designers, it's not that they don't want to go into illustrative like fields. It's just that like not every graphic designer can draw as well as you.
Shut your
And
hole.
so
Shut your
it's
hole.
true. And
It's
so
not
a lot
true.
of people throughout like the degree, same with like music, you know, not everyone is chopped up to be a music artist, so they go into production or producing music. Versus you have the opportunity to kind of do both, which is a slay. Take the humble brag.
It's okay, honey. You say this and you pump me up, and I'll love you forever for it.
Thank
But
you.
you know what? To see me in 10 years, I'll be on Swanson Street being like, hi, I'll do your
no,
block.
even worse.
I'll do your 10-minute portrait for $10.
Elizabeth
That's
Street,
all.
Elizabeth Street McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh.
Have you seen? There's a guy that walks around there in not even like it's bigger than a full body cage, because it's the cage. It's not even just the size of his body.
cage?
It's like a hexagonal cage with a lid, and he's got things hung on it, and he's got speakers sat in it, and it's on wheels, and he pushes himself in this cage while going like. "Bah, bah, bah, bah."
Is he selling something?
No, I think he's losing his mind.
Oh, he's just like me.
But he's got the setup.
We'd
He's-
be like the ultimate street fighters, just me versus
You
him.
just pin art onto his cage. He
Yeah.
can't take it off. He's too confused.
I know.
No, I'm not to bully
Yes.
the homeless or
No,
whoever he
no.
is. Bless his heart, rest in peace. He's not dead. I know I
No,
said that.
he's not dead. He's alive and
So wait, to circle back, you don't have to talk about that one if you don't think it's the one that's the most interesting. I just think that it might be relevant to this.
sorry, I'm leaning into that. Wait. Are you talking about panel by panel?
No,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
we're circling back before that.
Oh,
the
but before that, I'm so
Benja's,
sorry.
Interview magazine that you did.
Yes.
Let me
Yes.
pick your brain a little bit about that. Like, what
Please.
did you need to do
Okay.
for that? Like, what was your design process from like what you got as a brief?
Yes.
Just for like, some people obviously know what a brief is, but like not everyone understands. I'm constantly trying to explain it, which is fine. You get a brief. What did it ask of you? Your like timeline, your deliverables, and then we're like, what did you do to like act on it?
Okay. Yes. So. Sorry.
No. You're fine.
So because of the great experience I had with Ben the first time around, when I couldn't get into designing for music, I took the. I should have known it was the best option, but in my mind at the time, it was the next best option
With Benny.
was Benny. And God, what was it called?
Couldn't tell you. I think Iz did it as well, didn't she? Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, I have no idea.
She did.
Wait, this could be fun. I'm gonna go off camera and ask Isabel the name of it.
Yes, please.
Isabel, do you know the name of the studio that you did with Alana, with the interview mag one? With Ben? Do you know the name? Thank you. Mutate, multiply.
Mutate
That
and
only
multiply.
It only took 2 seconds, didn't it really? Yeah, we're recording. That could have been dangerous.
Dangerous. So
Mutate, multiply.
and multiply. So yeah, then I went into mutate and multiply because it was very broad. You could really pull whatever you wanted out your ass, and you get away with murder. You'd be fine. But it was largely like print related, but like make a book, make a zine. It was largely zines.
It was largely zine.
That was like the DNA of the course was zine. But whatever topic, however you wanted to execute that zine,
Up to you.
choice is yours, baby. Roll your dice. So it was literally on whatever you wanted to do. And because I had missed out on designing for music, I just went ahead and made my own designing for music.
Right,
I'm like,
right,
okay,
right,
I'm going to
right,
make a zine on music. I'm totally not going to rip off Rolling Stone or bloody
No, it was really cool. I
any
think we need more like on the ground
indie.
level reporting, you know?
Yeah.
When you were setting up for it, did you have a reason for the bands you chose, or it was just like a combination of bands you liked and like who said yes?
Okay. I don't know who's going to see this video.
Probably not the people.
Okay, good. Um, so in the start, in the conception of my zine and its idea and stuff, originally it was focusing on local. The main purpose of the zine was to give an avenue. I know it's a bootleg production from university.
yeah.
Like no one's actually going to see it, but hypothetically, it was meant to be a production a publication that would be an avenue to give. What's that thing on Instagram? Like
What, shout out?
no,
Shout
shout out.
Threads.
No,
Threads.
no, not threads. Coverage.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Exposure.
Exposure.
So you were doing it as like a way
Yes.
for exposure for them.
Yes.
Even though it was like probably no exposure for them.
No, exactly. But hypothetically, if it was a real life publication,
You like framed it as though that you were like a magazine that was like
Yes,
publishing them and
yes,
blah, blah, blah.
yes,
Yeah.
So it was a way in order to support like Melbourne arts, and you know, in the arts you've got heaps of things, but most specifically like visual artists and musical artists. But I sort of, as I went ahead with the production of the zine, I sort of realised that doing visual artists was a bit difficult because
Did the brief ask you that? Like, so for like the first stage, the brief was just make it a publication or a zine or what, an interview. What did it have to be, the brief itself,
the brief itself, and
if you remember?
it was so kind of about Thursday. The brief was because okay, I don't remember a lot of things, but I vividly remember the name mutate and multiply.
That's right.
Meaning that
The issues had to change.
the issues had to change in some way, shape, or form. And for me, I think that's one of the ways I evolved the zine, was sort of just narrowing the channel of who I was interviewing and blah, 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 which is a bit silly, but I mean, that's actually the aspect I didn't like as someone who's quite set in her ways about like.
But it had to change stylistically.
I hated that. I was like, I just want my style. Okay, yes, I will take some time to find that style, and I guess that's just what I used in the end.
You can cheat. You can do like not the full thing, and then like by the end it's the full thing.
Yeah.
You could have put like a little bit less effort, like the same way with like in drawing classes, how they're like, you have 5 seconds, okay, you have 10 seconds, you have 30 seconds. If you
Yes.
like limited the effort per issue, that could have been a way to do it, but it might have meant that some issues didn't get graded as
I
nicely.
know. And in my little big pink, I was like, ugh, I hate that. I like when everything is uniform when it comes to like productions or artworks or whatever. Yes, it's going to take me a lot of experimenting and therefore different outcomes to find what I like.
And then so you had to go from that to finding band members. How many did you end up going to?
Okay, so
Like bands?
the first person I interviewed was my lovely friend. They're an artist called Shags.
Oh,
They're a visual artist, and I've been a fan of their work for a long time. That issue, despite the challenges that I soon faced, that was still a good issue, and it was different to the other two, which were musical ones. And I guess that's the way in which my museum mutated and multiplied. That was difficult because basically you write yourself a brief. Like they give you the base, you know, the bones. They give you the bones. They're
bones.
like, okay, you need to make a zine series.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a magazine series. On the same, you need to give it a name. It needs to be like your brand, your company, and it needs to somehow mutate. It needs to evolve.
Yeah.
It needs to evolve as each issue goes. However many issues you can have, as minimum's 3 and maximum was like 5, I think. And that was basically the brief. So the rest you have to
Do
the meat
yourself.
on the bones.
And so then you went and found people.
So then
And then you orchestrated questions. You said to me that those questions went like sometimes went well, but like they didn't go well the whole time.
yes.
Maybe give an example of like what went well, like a good interview, like what the questions that you had prepped, and then we'll circle back to what maybe didn't go well on another one that you weren't prepped for.
Okay, yeah, I think that goes back to what I was trying to say, where like artists versus musical artists,
Yeah.
totally different worlds.
Very different
I
world,
don't know
yeah.
why I tried to fuse that, because soon after I did the Shags issue, I was like, lol, that was difficult. Only because it's like, because in my brief, when I made these magazines, it was like, I will take photos, I will do an interview, and then I will draw, I will paint my subjects. But I felt like that was really contradictory when I was doing an artist. Okay, it's like, okay,
Right,
you're an
right.
artist, I want to talk to you about your art, but, you know, I'm going to paint you and do art of you. And it just felt like I was being contradictory to their practice by like overshining, it's not what I was trying to do, but yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Whereas musicians, it was easy because that's not their jam. I'm from, you know, we're in the arts, but you're from over there, I'm from over here, you're music, I'm art. And it was easier to sort of capture them. But anyway, going back to your thing about questions.
A good one first.
A good one, a good example.
Was there none that were the most ideal of them?
The most ideal of them. Okay, well, again, we've got two different calibers of questions according to like artistic related and
Maybe
music
do-
related.
Oh no, it doesn't really matter. Both of them count.
I guess like music related was a bit harder because I have no musical bone in my body other than like the appreciation of
The dancing bone.
the dancing man.
You have it.
I can feel the music.
I've seen the moves.
I can feel the
You've
music.
got a funny bone. That's for sure.
I can feel the music in my bones, but you know, if I was put, you know, an ultimate judgment day, okay, play some music or you die, I'd be dead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
So it
my
was a
life.
bit jarring when you were talking to them.
Yeah, it's a bit jarring. Like, okay,
So you play the
so
guitar.
you play the triangle. Me too.
Oh, I listen to music.
I listen to music. What's your favorite band? Radiohead. Oh my god, Radiohead? No way. You're so unique. It's like every Tom, Dick, and Harry loves Radiohead. So it was difficult because I didn't
Yeah.
know the ropes. But I
Enough.
think like, it was just mainly asking like, how'd you guys get together? How'd you link up? How do you like orchestrate how do you compose a piece of music?
Yeah, right,
Like as
right.
someone who's not from a musical background
You asked
whatsoever.
it from like the point of view of like a consumer type deal.
Yeah,
Because you probably had those questions yourself.
exactly. Yeah.
How do you do what you do, literally?
How the hell do you do what you do? Because I cannot do it if my life depended on it. That's why I'm just blown away.
Honestly, it could be a good segue. What's good segue? Because I wrote
Good segue.
Who are you? But like part of my thing.
Who are
but
you?
Don't panic. Is if you look to the brief, especially the purpose and relevance is it's not about like just who are you, but like how do you do what you do? Like why do you do what you do? You know, why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? I do what I do because if I did anything else, I'd be unhappy.
Joy, for real.
And after considering, you know, I haven't considered them all, but
Yeah.
after considering all the pathways that I could have gone, I just think about how like miserable that would have made me.
Yeah.
And although like
I definitely think that's a super common.
it's
feeling.
super common. I've met many people who have experienced the same kind of epiphany.
Like creatives are stressed, but they're
Creatives are
usually
stressed.
happy. Stressed.
I know. They're passionate.
Yes.
And I feel like this applies to many situations, but when something is not as well, not as secure, you know, as a creative, nothing's really secure. You're not gonna,
No.
you don't know when your next paycheck's gonna be.
Not always.
So, and for that reason, it sort of makes you more like, I have to really put my blood, sweat, and tears into this if I want to make it work, and therefore you're more passionate about it. And even if something isn't paid, I'm not endorsing this, I'm just saying that, like, if something isn't paid, you're also usually more passionate about it, like your own personal endeavors. Like the art that I create just in my own little free time is usually the art that I love the most, you know? I still love that I'm able, I mean, like, I'm not a designer yet. Like, I haven't had my first proper, like, bill me at this number and this address. Like, I haven't actually been commercial.
You've had commissions for, like, artwork, but not as, like, a designer.
Not as I have not been commercially.
Not yet.
And professionally commissioned as a designer yet.
I've commissioned you today with apples. I brought apples as payment.
You bought apples as payment.
And strawberries.
I know. See, this is what I mean. The more humble the payment, the more passionate I am about the project. So
more humble excuse me, have you seen Woolworths prices right now?
I know. I take back that. That is awful.
Yeah, I had to literally sell my pinky toe to get those fucking strawberries.
Pinky toe, more like your liver. Oh, goddamn.
But yeah, I agree of like why you do things. I'm of the same mind completely. I know. And in terms of like who are you, I feel like we've definitely covered that. We like know
hit that one on the head.
We know who you are.
Hit the nail on the head.
People kind of are gonna vibe you anyway.
Vibe. Oh, you're in trouble if you vibe
are gonna
me.
pick up on you.
The vibe police.
A prompt I have here, which I think would be
interesting.
We can talk about briefly, even though we have so much to say about it. The Japan trip. So Alana recently went to Japan, multiple times goes to Japan. Tell us about your relationship with Japan itself and then your recent trip.
I love this question. Thank you, Master Maloney.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a long-standing love affair with Japan. I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones because my cousins are half Japanese, and for that they live in Japan. They speak and for that reason, I've been going there to see them ever since I was young, and so I was very fortunate to have the experience of early exposure to a different culture, and like a wildly different culture to like Australia. So when I went there for the first time, I think I was young, I was about 6. I was like, whoa, world isn't just Australia, man.
Yeah, and Japan's going to be a very different culture.
Yeah, especially for like a little spongy mind like mine when I was that age. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I would go back every 2 years, I think, or maybe 3, ever since I was a child. So eventually, as I got older, I was more enamored by it each time I went.
Spoiled.
I'm so spoiled.
I feel like so many people in design in our degree, everyone wants to do this Japan trip. What's going on in Japan? Oh my God, I want to go to Japan. Japan looks so cool. And then everyone did the Japan trip after COVID. Alana's already been, babe.
I've already been. Been there, done that, babe.
She also maybe possibly is a little bit speaks Japanese.
そうです。少しだけ話せます。Anyway.
俺はチンチンが大好きなんだよ。
ダメ。Tristanさん。
That's the only thing I know.
トリスタンちゃん。
はい。俺はチンチンが大好きなんだよ。
I expect more from an avid anime.
I know. Well, the thing is that the language doesn't sound foreign to my ears at all. Which is fantastic.
You're a Japan virgin.
Well, yeah, no, 100%.
Oh my God, let's go. What are we waiting for?
This is the last project for me, and then I'm see ya. See you, Melbourne.
See Melbourne.
No. Come on, guys.
Hey, I love Melbourne. I love Melbourne.
Melbourne's got clean lots of things. We have a high waste of water, but we are very clean.
High waste of water.
Yeah, Melbourne's the highest, because we use clean water for everything.
True.
Whereas some other countries have water that's from the ground, earth planted stuff, and that's for watering plants.
Bore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
In the country where I
Yeah.
grew up, we use a lot of ball, but out in the city,
As you can see, if you
As you
can't
can
see,
see.
guys, wow, I'll put in some B-roll here. Look at this beautiful view.
no, we are live today from New York City.
Wow, in the city.
Wow, no,
Wow.
it's
Is
just-
this Kensington? Not to get. Wait, no. Let's
Kenno.
not. I'm not giving that. I'm bleeping that out.
Yeah,
No, who
cannot
cares?
know.
No one's gonna come.
No one's
to
going to
Kensington.
come. Kensington's massive.
Put some Casey Neistat music over that editor.
Yeah. I want this edited to the heavens.
I have got, not to spoil, I've got some big wigs that have just said yes to this, and
Ooh.
because I wasn't sure if they were going to say yes, had some other people.
Some big who?
Big wigs, like big names that I'm like would like to interview, but they're like I'm less friendly, more fan, you know.
You're a less friendly fan.
I'm less like with you. I'm a fan, but I'm more friends with you than I am like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like a fan. Whereas, because I met you first as a friend.
Oh, you're saying
Whereas
you're
these
more fan than
people-
friend.
Yeah, with these guys, like I know them, but I'm like, it's nervous, it's scary.
And a fangirl moment, but
Fangirl
like,
moment
but
for
like
real.
fangirl
No,
moment.
Fangirl moment actually for real.
Oh.
But you don't get to know about that until it happens. If it happens.
If it happened, no, it's happening. We'll manifest it. We'll manifest, it right now. He's gonna be. He's gonna be the fan.
So yeah, your Japan trip. It was slay. You had a good time
I'm so
recently.
sorry. Yes. Sorry, I'm a bit of a rambler. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to sort of get that early exposure and therefore realize like, oh yeah, wow. So I took the opportunity to take up Japanese and therefore I went more often with new abilities. You've unlocked new abilities. I was able to connect with people, obviously, so much more, so much deeper. And deep. It's deep. And through that, another reason why I love Japan so much is that it's sort of like an underrated hub for like art and design. Like I feel like everyone's like, oh yeah, New York or Berlin.
Oh wow. Those
But-
who know because Japan is
Japan is
Design hub, baby.
insane. It's just bursting at the seams with especially like unconventional stuff. Stuff that doesn't really fit in your typical like modern art or modern design. It's like,
they have
whoa.
an interesting history from like their ornate stuff all the way to like
Yeah.
their kawaii things, which is so interesting to see the
And-
span of time.
I know. And
Go, sorry.
me so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Japan was also like crazy design, like the pinnacle of their design. The pinnacle of design is probably like around
It's
now.
big, yeah.
But like in my mind, I think the pinnacle of not only their design but design in general was like 60s and 70s Japanese psychedelic design. They were madness. That was Tadanori Yoko is like my favorite designer. I don't know if you can like put that on the
yeah,
screen.
we'll see if I can be
But
bothered.
they
Look them
are
up yourself.
incredible, and that was. I remember I went to an exhibition when I was young for that, and that, boom, that switched.
It got you.
The switch.
The gears started turning.
The gears started turning. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to be like this. This is God, you know?
Did you think that like the psychedelic stuff from that came before your love for like the 70s stuff music, or do you think the 70s and
Before.
stuff music came before?
Before. And then I started to, as I got older, as I turned into a teenager, I realized, like the art, the design, the music, which obviously we're seeing a theme here. That's my sort of 3 main interests in life.
Yeah. I mean, Slay, that's 3. That's more than some. That's more than none.
Oh, thanks, Bubba.
3 times more
I'm
than
just
none.
passionate. What can I say? But I just sort of realized that I think another thing is it's a lot of traditional art design methods because it was before the pinnacle of technology and stuff. And I am, you know, if I had things my way, I prefer like traditional methods of like
Yeah.
design and art and stuff. I'm actually shy to like Adobe Suite. I'm terrible.
Oh.
Do you know what I do?
I know that.
You know.
Oh,
that.
really?
I know. We've got Fire and Ice right here. He's the freaking master of it and the underdog.
I'm good at that because when I got to uni, I was like, oh, wow, my skills with the pencil and pen are not what I thought they were. I'm going to nail Adobe Suite stuff.
See? But you took the initiative. You had the fire inside you. You went.
Look, I had
You,
to.
you went. You came. You conquered. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
came.
You came.
End of story.
End of story. Period.
I came, I come, I conquered. For real.
And I didn't do any of that. I just found every avenue to avoid learning how to do digital shit, which is terrible because like
Excuse me.
I'm not gonna.
Show in a second, but those Photoshop drawn backgrounds, those color fills.
Shut your hole.
Woo-wee.
You know what I do? As far as my services on
That multiply transparency.
layers.
Oh, she loves it.
I love it so much. Oh my god. And that's the only thing I love about it. Just like fucking around on like transparency layers. Oh, I love it. You always get something wacky. I think that's where my love for psychedelic shit comes through.
Yeah, no. Although I was going to talk to you about, and I still can talk to you about it.
Yes, please.
Was like, well, I wrote here, like, what did I write? I wrote favorite band, but also I can kind of summarize it into, like, we know that music definitely affects your work.
Yes.
Would you say that there was a particular band that affected your work?
I like these questions.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, I'm gonna sound awful, and you're gonna shut down the interview after this. But the Beatles, the bloody Beatles. Not the most famous band of all time. No way, no. The Beatles. I fell in love with the Beatles when I was like 16, I think, and the love still is undying. I like again. I'm just a broken record, but because it was like the 60s, it was love and peace, dude. And it was colours and it was design and it was a lot of traditional methods. It was a lot of drawing. It was a lot of warping. If you look at Rubber Soul, like the album cover for that, like it could just be a regular schmegular photo, but it's been warped. And like if you look at even the font on that, it's just like warped and it's just like anything like that was a bit weird.
Do they do the White Album? Was that them?
The White Album, yeah.
That's such an interestingly designed album.
That's just the pinnacle of art design.
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it. The contempt. They went contempt then.
They went super contempt.
They went super contempt. So I think I freaking love the Beatles for that reason. I also remember I was so obsessed with Revolver that I recreated it for like my first boyfriend's birthday because he also liked the Beatles. So I recreated it with like all of his friends and like me and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually pretty good.
What do we have here? Obviously we have David Bowie. Do we have?
We've got a David.
We have Chili's.
We've got the Chili's. I love the Chili's. The Chili's don't really have anything.
No, we don't need to talk about them.
It was mainly the Beatles that sort of I was ridiculously obsessed with.
Do I have any Beatles stuff?
This is George Harrison from the Beatles.
Just George. Wait, show the camera George Harrison, guys. Oh my God. Look at this.
I don't know if you can see him. He's pretty plain Jane.
It's not possible. Look at this man.
It's pretty plain Jane.
It's beautiful.
It's the George. George is
Georgie.
George is my dream man. He was probably awful. I know he was awful, but like he's just pretty.
And that's all you need to be.
That's all you need to be.
To be a muse.
I know. To be a muse. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Don't talk. Just look at me.
Don't
I don't
talk.
wanna know what
Just
you've
look at
done.
me. I don't want to know.
You're gonna ruin my drawings of you. Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
That is happening so much at the moment. What is it? Not to get on. Not to date this conversation.
Ooh.
Everyone's falling by the wayside of all of that 70s show cast members.
Wait, what? Say that all again.
So like that 70s show.
Yeah. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. I saw that
Who
Kutcher.
did like a character defense letter.
Yeah, for like
for
some
the
bad
guy. For the guy that
guy.
has the crazy hair, who's like been charged with SA and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
that's
so-
him. I thought it was just some Joe. I didn't realize it was the guy with the crazy hair.
And so Topher Grace has like removed himself from those guys throughout the years. Not in
Is he the
fully.
main guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eric
yeah.
Foreman. And
Yep.
everyone used to give him flack for like not participating with like reunions.
He was-
and
he
everyone's
was a
like,
real one.
Oh, he knew.
He knew.
He stayed away.
He stayed away.
But yeah, Slay. I knew music had a big
A big impact.
impact on you. It still does. I mean,
If
Alana's whole vibe. I don't know if it's here, but she has this like denim fur lined jacket that is slay, so fucking slay.
yeah, unfortunately, I think everything.
Oh my
has
god,
been
walk me
shit.
through the fit. Walk me through the fit.
The fit is kind of like not my greatest moment, but like it's all I bought. These are authentic, true vintage.
Hot.
These are from, I don't know what era they're from, but they've got the tag that's really old and yellow.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like with the pretty.
Could be someone's
Comfortable.
grandpa's pants. Could
I
be someone's
know.
grandma's pants.
Yeah, I'm definitely rocking.
But they're rocking. Are they like?
I'll wear your granddad's
Are they like
clothes.
uncomfortable?
No, they're
Like the
fabulous.
texture?
They're fabulous. The texture is a little bit
Scratchy.
scratchy, itchy.
It's always the case.
But like I've experienced way bigger itch. I've had massive itch, and this
big itch.
this
Yeah,
is
for real.
just like 2%
She's
opacity itch. Like
Your top is really nice.
this is just like maybe Levi's from about the 2000s,
Super slim.
and this is from this is
Get
from
the lip roller out.
Get the, honestly, it's so bad. It's got dog hair all over it. This is just from Japan, vintage stores in Japan.
Wow.
So
It's
who
super nice.
knows?
It reminds me of a lot of the stuff that like Uniqlo is pumping out,
Yeah, I know, right?
but it's real.
But it's real.
But it's real.
It's
And
real.
Hopefully not like slave labor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
Hopefully not. It's vintage. Does that make a difference?
I was gonna say challenging studios, but like I feel like
Challenging studios.
you don't have to pick one. Before we do that, I'm just gonna say like I'll give you I'll give you some like big questions, and so before I do that, I have to emphasis. Don't panic. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Don't panic. I'm about to ask you some more questions.
I won't panic if you ask me
Hopefully
more
some
questions.
not like super complex ones.
Okay.
Uh,
I take on this challenge.
First of all, challenging. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it rapid fire.
Oh!
Rapid fire, if you can.
Oh.
What was your most challenging studio?
My most challenging studio was probably definitely the last one I did, Capstone. Capstone was difficult. Capstone was difficult because I didn't really have much guidance, but I love my studio leads. But because Capstone is such a broad spectrum, I'm getting a little hungry just together. Because Capstone's such broad spectrum, I had a lot of trouble pinpointing.
Yeah.
But, you know, came through with another bloody publication on Japan because when you can't do music,
Go back to your roots.
when you can't do music when you're Alana, you just go to plan B, which is
Japan.
Japan.
Jojo Pan.
Jojo Pan, so.
Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Pan.
Yep. Jojo's Bizarre
Where do you
What
wanna
the hell?
Work? What do you want to work?
Oh my god.
Through a place?
Okay, alright.
Professional?
Look.
This is Soprano Rapid Fire.
Part of Rapid Fire. Okay, look, I'd love to go work for an agency. Only for
You need
like
some
2
agency.
years. I need some agency for maybe about 2 years just to know
The ropes
what
for
the
it.
hell I'm doing.
I completely agree.
Because unfortunately, I love you, RMIT, but you taught me nothing.
No, there was no sense of job security.
Oh my god, this is an RMIT thing. Oh my god.
No, we call it how we see it. It's fine. Like the tutors are fantastic.
Oh,
But
the
in terms
tutors.
of understanding, like
I love it. I have not had a bad tutor. I
No.
love every single tutor
it's
that I
just,
had.
like in terms of the internships and everything, like trying to find work post
Yes,
it.
yeah.
It is very much up to you.
Is exactly.
Which can be fine.
Yes.
But
So
not
for that
always.
reason, I don't know much, and I'd like to do
We're
more.
gonna figure it out. So like a place where you can kind of learn the ropes. I'm of the
Yes.
same mind. I
But
really want to go somewhere.
after
where
that, I'd like to go on my own and hopefully get into the music industry.
yeah, that'd be slay. That'd be huge slay.
Thank you.
Get into it. You wouldn't even
you.
need to break into it. Show your stuff.
No,
People,
no, I have to
look,
break through. It's so
musicians-
hard. It's so
musicians and
hard.
creatives are vain.
They are vain.
I'm sorry, they are somewhat.
Say
somewhat.
as one ourselves.
And if they see
we
someone,
admit.
yeah, look, period.
Period.
But if they see your
That's on
artwork,
period.
they would definitely be like, okay, yeah, draw me, put me on your album.
I think you're pumping me up, baby.
That's my job, and I'm also not pumping you up.
You're pumping me up.
Okay. Oh, leave it to last minute or start early and keep changing things.
Oh, you know me. You know me.
Leave it to last minute or, you know,
You
spend
know
lots of time on it.
me.
Let the people know at home.
Okay. All right, you know the answer, but I'll tell the people at home. This is one for you at home. Okay.
No.
No,
One
no,
or the
no.
other. Not examples.
No. Okay, because I love to put it all of it, into my endeavors in design and whatever. It will take me a long time.
It does.
It takes me a hot minute.
So even though you start early,
So even though I start early, I will still run over.
oh, it's submitted last minute,
I would
if not over.
I unfortunately, RMIT was more than happy to kick me out when I graduated because she was the late submitter.
She was like queen.
She was the late submitter.
So am I. So are so many of us, to be honest.
Oh, shut your front door.
Oh no! Like after
You
year-
are
by
you
year
are
two
the
or year
you are
three,
perfect. I hate
I-
using the P word, but you're as close as they get to perfect at RMIT.
She's not lying.
I'm not lying. I know. I don't lie.
By like year 2 or 3, I was like, okay, I don't feel guilty about getting extensions.
Oh no, I never had guilt.
It went away. The guilt went away.
I never had guilt.
What did I write? Okay. And then what does it affect your work, favorite band?
Ba-ba-bam.
Honestly, what's next? Tell the people what you have going on. Like, what's next?
Okay, what's
This camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the people what you have going on. What's
Okay.
next?
all right? For mum and dad at home, this is
Yeah.
what I got going
What's
on next. Okay, so at the moment I am, because I'm a bit of a freshie. I'm still maybe 2 or 3 months fresh out of uni.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously I had to go back to Japan. I had to. And come back, fresh inspo, new fresh breath of life. What do you do next, Alana? Okay, you're an adult now. You got that piece of paper that says, okay, go off now. You've got
Ciao.
your degree.
See ya.
Ciao. See ya.
Bye.
Design.
Bye.
Bye. So at the moment, I am working on getting a website up because I can't send through my Instagram
At Alana Lacey.
at Alana Lacey Art. Because, yeah, I feel like my future employer maybe won't be an Insta girly. So
Oh. Rude.
rude.
Rude of them.
Rude of them. Yeah, rude of them. Like, maybe there will be.
Get off MySpace.
Get off my space.
What are you doing on there?
I just.
Blockbuster video closed.
There's always a possibility that you'll get, you know.
Seasoned veterans.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm working on putting together my resume in the form of the website.
Hot.
And I've also been working on.
This is the hush hush.
I've been working on one of the bands who I interviewed for Benjami's class.
Yeah. We jump multiply. We got the name.
Yes. So I am working on. First of all, I'm working on printing those zines.
Yep.
They will be born
One
soon. Huh?
One day.
What day?
One day.
One day. You're like, what day? What time?
What day?
Someday in the future.
But what's next? You're working on this new thing.
Yes, I'm working on this new thing. Basically, I am designing an album cover. And I am taking photos of like studio process and like tour shenanigans.
Yeah.
Documentaire. I'm the chief documentaire.
Chief documentaire.
And sort of just like band promotion, shite like that, for one of the bands that I.
Hot. And they're paying you.
Thank you. They are paying me. Woo! Probably not much, but it's a start. Money.
Obviously, we don't need it because we're in the
I
high life
know.
here. This is our Alana's abode.
I know.
She's a multi-billionaire.
I know. I sold all this artwork. I had all these exhibitions in New York.
She's only made this much art.
I know.
And she sold it for
I know.
$3 trillion.
$3 trillion.
Just to let you guys know at home how like money bags this
I
career
know.
is.
If you're not working this hard, if you don't have this, then you're just not working hard enough.
You wouldn't get the hustle.
You wouldn't get the hustle. So yeah, I'd like to see.
Swag. I'm excited for you. That's really awesome.
Thanks, babe.
Would you say, this is a thing I wanted to bring up as well, do you think AI art is going to affect your specific thing that you're good at. I want to hear your opinion on AI art.
Oh my
before we go.
God, this is a fantastic question. And I'm going to try and not ramble. Okay, AI art is bullshit.
Period.
Period.
You heard it here first. From a painter, an illustrator, graphic
Me
designer.
and my homies hate AI art.
Me and my homies fucking hate it.
Okay, look, AI, I do see a benefit in some realms.
As a tool.
As a tool for...
Not a replacement.
Not a replacement. I appreciate AI in the way that you can sort of... I've got an idea in my head.
Yeah.
It's a bit freaking wacky.
Bit cray-cray.
I don't have all the means to shoot this in real time, so I'm just going to type in my idea. You know, I want Saul Goodman sitting...
Oh, like just a storyboard an idea.
Yeah, it's a storyboard an idea. I want Saul
I get it.
Goodman sitting in Disneyland chomping on like a turkey leg. Like, give me that image because I want to paint it. And then it'll give me that image, like weird, and he'll have like 3 fingers. Like, he'll look a bit freaking odd.
4 legs, a really big forehead.
4 legs, yeah, really big forehead.
If he's wearing glasses, they're molded into his
Yeah,
style.
they're molded into his face. So it'll give, I like that it can visualize what's going on in my head.
Do you think that stuff is going to threaten what you have coming up, like your future practices?
I don't like it when the AI is really good.
I think AI is only really good
I don't
when
like
someone that already understands prompts. Like
Yeah.
I've heard that people that are really good at photography, because there's a design language in framing a shot, if you feed that design language into it when asking for an image,
Okay.
then it's really good.
Ooh.
But if you're just an everyday Joe and you're like, give me a really sexy photo of Big Chungus, it's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad.
The lighting's not going to be good.
And I like that.
And I agree.
I think that's fine. Because
I
that
agree.
gives us a pinpoint to work from. Like, I'm just going to friggin' paint that. Okay, that's my painting now.
I think a huge thing with our degree, what's been coming forward, and the more tangible things that I do and projects that I do and like objects that I make, is that like print is not dead. People appreciate human touch. People really love
Absolutely.
what I've learned is that people don't love what you do. It's why you do it. You know, you can sell people on why you do things.
Yep.
If you go to like a market, oh, you've spent time on this. Why are you doing this? You're passionate.
Absolutely.
I want to buy that.
Passion.
Whereas if you just say what it is, frankly, okay.
Passion, baby. I swear.
People love fashion.
People love human passion.
For real.
And, you know, the product of the human passion.
Yeah. And I think we are hopefully secured in that nature.
I like AI in, like, NASA and, like, making advancements in, like, the science world.
Yeah, as an opinion. I think as good as like asking an opinion if you want a second idea or like see how it could be worked out maybe more efficiently. But like humans aren't efficient and not everyone wants it to be perfect.
And so I like it in the way that you're saying, like, in a sort of uncreative aspect. I think AI is great. Like, let's evolve as mankind. You know,
But for
whatever.
creatives.
Let's find cures for stuff using AI. I don't know.
Please.
But why the hell...
I need a cure for ligma. Sorry.
Ligma, yeah, I know. I really need a cure for that ASAP. But why on earth... You know, what's that bloody quote from, like, the Dead Poets Society, whatever?
Oh, Captain, my captain.
No, it's like something like science and business and shit keeps us alive, but the reason why we live is for art and poetry and shit.
I'm gonna slap that exact thing in the quote. That's gonna
Something
be
like that. But that
Something
quote,
like that.
something like that. But that is important because, you know, we have the it's almost like the two sides of our brains, right? Like one's the logical side and one's the creative side. We need the logical side.
Where's the slay side?
Huh?
Where's the slay sexy side?
Lay sexy side.
Slay sexy side.
Slay sexy side's on the creative side, duh. And so basically we need like the logical part of our lives to stay alive, you know? Like medicine and I don't know, stuff. But the reason why we live... is so we can have the great things like art and poetry and music.
Oh God.
So
I'm thrown.
if we didn't have one or the other, you know, nada. But, so what I'm saying is when you've got something so creative is human passion, right? It's human passion. It's not freaking machine passion. What I'm saying is AI can be used for some things, but not creative things.
Things that require passion and human
Things
touch.
that creative.
It can replicate it, but it takes away the point.
It takes away the point. Exactly. You've nailed that one.
What can I say?
You've nailed
Say
it.
no
You've
more.
smashed it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alana, for your time.
I'm sorry for rambling. I'm a rambler.
You be damn quiet.
You got to chop me.
We love it.
You got to
We
chop
eat it up
this.
here at Don't
Chop
Panic.
it. Edit it to the gods.
This has been Don't Panic Magazine.
Don't
I've been
panic.
your host, Tristan Maloney.
Tristan Maloney.
You can find me online,
Master
I
Maloney.
guess. You can probably find me at my house. I don't know.
Senpai
You can find me
Maloney.
somewhere. You can find Alana at Alana Lacey Art on Instagram.
Instagram.
Who knows if she's on Threads yet? Don't follow us on Threads. If you follow us on Threads, we'll block you. That's
Block
literally so
you.
embarrassing.
That was so right. I still don't know what Threads is.
I don't want to get into it.
Don't.
I'm not shilling their company. Check out Alana's stuff. It's seriously amazing. It's so slay.
Oh.
If you
Tristano.
want to,
Tristano.
we can do B-roll. We can do this for B-roll. But like,
B-roll.
I'm gonna show y'all some of this beautiful artwork,
Uh-oh.
guys.
Uh-oh.
Peep this. Peep the work.
Peep this.
Peep the
No,
fucking
no, no,
work.
no.
Peep the work. Wait, I'm
You're
gonna
too kind.
cut to it instead. We're gonna hover over the table.
Amazing. Hover over the table.
Thank you for today.
Thank you.
This has been again Don't
Thank you.
Panic Magazine.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
My capstone 2023. Doing our best. Oh my God! See you next
Doing our
time for
best.
episode 2 if it happens.
Episode 2.
Can we get a Japanese sign out from Alana? Let the people know. I see.
Ja mata ne.
Arigato.
Ja mata ne. Say it.
Jamanate.
Ja mata ne.
Jamanate. No.
Ja mata ne.
Jamatane.
Ja mata ne.
Jamanate.
Ja mata ne.
Jamanatene. I'm botching it so bad.
Watching it so
Thank
bad.
you.
Thank you.